Hello and welcome to AGT Racer. This is another video of the driver's room, but this time it's the Thursday Endurance Championship. And as we look at the points going into round 4, we have Knee Jogger at the top with 51, Plux with 43 and Muller with 41, Gadget with 34 and Senna with 32. That's the top 5 going into the 4th round at the Tsukuba racetrack. We are all in the GR4s, and at pole position we have Plux in the Porsche. On racing mediums we have Senna in 2nd place in the Mustang with racing softs, V8 in the Audi TT on racing mediums, 4s in the Red Bull of the McLaren on racing softs. Then we have Jules in 5th place in the GTR with racing softs, Knee Jogger in 6th, the championship leader with racing mediums, Hit the Mac next in the Lamborghini on racing super softs. Behind him in 8th place in the Lamborghini also on racing super softs we have Daz in the Mistral, Gadget in the Sigma Bugatti on racing mediums, Mungino in the Jaguar on mediums, Jamidine 11th on racing super softs in the Lexus. And then we have Ben in the M4 with racing softs, Muller in 13th with racing softs on the Red Bull BMW, Canny in the Intersport GTR on racing mediums, and the back of the grid we have the 2 Mustangs of Mercer on racing super softs and myself on racing softs. So as we go into the 4th round, remember Knee Joggers in 1st place, followed by Plux, Muller, Gadget and Senna. And off the line we go. We have Plux in 1st place, carrying that position into the 1st corner. Everybody seems to have got through fairly smooth. It's a very tight track for these cars. A little bit of bumping and grinding, but we have Plux, Senna. Oh, well, someone's gone very wide there. There's a few gone off there. I don't know what's happened. Let's have a look. We're riding with Matt now in the Lamborghini. Mungino in front. Oh, he just brakes late. Mungino goes off and he hits V8 and he goes off. Mac does slow down to let them pass though. And there's myself in 8th place, all the way from 16th after the first few corners, in front of Gadget, would you believe? Gadget with the huge Veyron on this track. And as you can, ooh, Jammy just getting clipped up the back there by Mercer. And as you see, coming round the last corner we have Plux in the Cayman in 1st place, followed by the Mustang of Senna, then 4s. All fairly smooth so far, bar the incident between Mac and Mungino and V8. And Senna really having a push now on Plux. Plux looking to just drive away Sebastian Vettel style, and he is, but Senna is trying to keep up with him. As you saw there in the background, Jules going off, losing a couple of places, putting 4s in 3rd, Knee Jogger in 4th. Knee Jogger obviously the championship leader with Plux following. There's Ben in 5th place with Jules in 6th, myself still in 8th somehow. Gadget going slightly wide there, but under pressure from the Lamborghini. The Mistral takes the Sigma on the inside. Great move from Daz. We see now, can he having a look at... oh no, he's gone too wide and just touched the dirt. Had a little spin, pulling him right towards the back. Mac must have had a problem, he's lost a lot of time. As you see, the two front runners. The Mustang should have the power down this straight, but the straight isn't very long. So maybe for no avail before the braking has to start. As we look, there's myself with a little train behind me, a gap open from 8th to 7th. And there's Mac at the back. As Fours is joining the pack in front now. Very smooth driving in the Porsche. Porsche very good all-round car. Handles very well. And Daz overtakes myself to take 8th position. I'm under pressure now from Gadget in the Bugatti on the inside before the long straight. Little bit of ghost in there. And we're side by side. The Bugatti may have the power edge though. Right behind the Bugatti now, possibly taking the inside. No, defended well from Gadget. You can see the Mustang and the Lexus quicker through that final corner than the Bugatti. And Gadget defending well. I have a look on the inside. He tries to close the door, but we're already side by side. And that gives Jamie the chance to have a look. We've got Mercer with us now. 5 cars in this battle, as Muller has joined the back of the battle now. I have a feeling that Gadget will start pulling away soon, the same as Daz did. Oh, a little bit of a nudge from Jamie there, but I'm not sure what happened, but he maybe I broke a little bit early, maybe he broke a little bit late. Unfortunately, he's came off quite bad on that though. Lost a couple of positions. You see Matt there, still in last place, but gaining some time back. And Pluck's going for the racing mediums, while Senna on the softs. The softs are starting to go. It will be about strategy, and he's having a right bully his way past there. Well, as bullies don't prosper, you have Fours taking the position from Senna. And as I was saying, we will try and keep up with some strategies going on, but as this race progresses, we will find that the field will be completely mixed. As Knee Jogger's under a huge amount of pressure from Jules, who's trying to have a slipstream. He's got the inside line, half the car length. He's giving it by Knee Jogger, but he just goes slightly wide there, Jules. Knee Jogger keeping that place. Jules is all over the back of him now. Knee Jogger on the mediums at the front and Super Softs at the back. Very cheeky there from Knee Jogger, mixing it up. A couple of other drivers do that also. Seems to work well. Ooh, he just had hard on the brakes there, giving Jules a chance to overtake. He's got the inside line coming into this corner before the long straight. Great work from both drivers. No contact, but Knee Jogger just come off slightly worse. They've got the BMW now of Ben right behind them, followed by V8, making his way up to 7th after the first lap incident with Mac. Jules going very wide there. And Daz is joining this group, As you can see, Gadget is pulling away. As I said, I've left the door open for Mercer. Both Mustangs there. I was just slightly more edged in front. Once again, there's another train forming behind myself. Although Mercer is on the super soft, so ideally he needs to get in front of myself to utilise the tyres. Muller on the softs, super softs are jammy, and Mangino on the mediums, I believe there. Mac in 15th as Senna's gone into the pits, leaving Plux in first with Fours in second place. And look at the tyre wear on Jules. He must need to pit by the end of this lap. See the guys coming through now. I'm still in 10th at the moment. My left front tyre, which will be a theme during this race, the tyre left front does not like this track at all. But my tyre's starting to wear. Mercer handling his tyre wear quite well on racing super softs. Oh, I got very wide there. Huge mistake, putting me right towards the back. Unfortunate. And Mac right behind me now. Silly mistakes. As an average GT racer in a room with people who are not average, then it can be very difficult, and consistency is the key. If you watch all of the good drivers and most of the competitors in the driving room, it's consistency, very little mistakes. As I do quite well in defending against Mac. But my tyres do need changing as I go into the pits along with Mercer. He's jamming in the back after his pit stop. Plux managing his tyres extremely well in the Porsche. Plux is a perfect example. No mistakes during the race. Driving smoothly, out in front, good tyre wear, consistent lap times. And look, we have a battle for third now. 4 cars battling for third. Knee jogger in front with a quicker BMW behind, followed by the TT and then the next BMW of the GTR of Jules. Good defending by Ben, slightly wide by V8. V8 seems to have lost a little bit of time on that corner. We've got Senna after his pit stop in 7th. Remember, he was in 2nd place, fighting for 1st. As you can see now, we have Senna having a pop on Jules. He's got Jules on the inside, better tyre grip, slightly quicker car as well. There's a great overtake by Senna, moving his way up into 6th place. The left front tyre of Jules is absolutely shut. We've got 5 cars now battling for third place. We've got Mack all the way up into 9th, and Mungino in 10th, Mercer on fresh mediums, followed by Canny, who needs to stop, myself on fresh softs in 14th, Jammy on fresh mediums in 15th, and Muller at the back jumping into the pits now. As we see, Plucks are full straight now in front of the second place fours, with around about 2-3 second gap to Knee Jogger, who has a trainer up behind him. As you can see now, Senna up into 5th. He's on a charge since his tyre change. Needs to make up as much ground as he can to Plucks when all the pits have been completed in the first phase. Bullying his way past V8 there. He left the door open for V8 as it come out of the left-hander. He could have managed to take opportunity. Now look at the distance between V8 and Senna now. Senna all over the back of Ben. Jules' tyres have completely gone. Surely he must be pitting soon. Gadget now has joined this pack. Ben looking like he's going to go into the pits, leaving Senna to move up. Excellent work from Senna. Gadget there in 6th place. And Senna challenging Knee Jogger. Senna has burnt out his tyres quite quickly though. But he's almost onto the back of fours, who stayed out a little bit longer. He's on the inside of Knee Jogger. Knee Jogger defending well. All trying to find different lines to make it a move around this track. It can be a difficult track to try and overtake on. The straights are not very long, as Knee Jogger looks like he's jumping in the pits. Fours is in the pits, moving Senna up into 2nd place. Great work from Senna. Although he will need to pit shortly because of his tyre wear. So himself and Plucks may end up pitting around about the same time, as we have a swarm of drivers into the pits now. Gadget, Knee Jogger, Fours, V8. And there we go, Knee Jogger coming out in front of Fours. Fours the big loser there. Ben the winner, coming out in 3rd place. With Knee Jogger, Fours, Jules, Daz and V8 behind, followed by Gadget. And this is a battle from 3rd to 9th. It's only a couple of seconds from 3rd to 8th. Senna comes into the pits again, while Plucks remains out still. Doing a very long stint for his first stint. A huge gap between 1st and 2nd. But look at all this action going on now. You got V8 challenging Senna, or Senna challenging V8 even. Dropping into the mix in 6th place after his pit stop. Fresh tyres, but all of them around should have fresh tyres. Most of them anyway. As he leaves the door open for V8 again. V8 taking that position. He has to back out now. Senna, and Daz sliding around the corner. V8 is on the racing super softs, looking to charge down, but actually nudges Jules. He does slow down to let Jules get past, and defends against Daz and Senna at the same time. Remarkable work. Actually, very good. Jules going slightly wide there on the racing softs, but V8 on the super softs is on a right charge. Senna hoping to be dragged along with him. As Fours now challenging Knee Jogger for third place. As Gadget hovering to wish to join the pack. Like I say, very difficult to overtake on this track. So over the dirt there, Jules and V8. There's a battle for third place. You have Ben very close in front in second. And Fours just hasn't got the length of the straight to power through. There's nothing between these guys though. Just when the opportunity arises, slight mistake, you need to capitalise. Just like Senna has done here with Jules. Although Jules will have the inside line, late braking and from the outside from Senna. Great work there. Jules backing out a little bit, now down into 7th with Daz breathing down his neck. Gadget going for the longest stint on the mediums, still not able to catch the back of that pack. As we see Mercer also on the mediums in the Mustang with the Lamborghini of Mac on Super Softs. Should easily have the grip coming through this corner. Take the corner, he might have a look to dart on the inside of the first corner, and he does. The door left open by Mercer, and Mercer wants to do the cutback, and he does, as Mac has ran wide. There's myself there in 12th place being challenged by Muller. My tyre is completely shot again. I'll be looking to pit very soon. Muller in the BMW right behind on softs, followed by Jamie in the Lexus. See the smoke coming off the BMW as he's right behind me now, coming down the long straight. There's Mangino in 15th, Canny in 16th on fresh medium, so a little bit of glitch in there as Plux has come into the pits. Oh, Knee Jogger's gone wide. I don't know if there was contact. I didn't see, unless it was a mistake. Maybe a little bit of glitching from Fours as he's attacking Ben on the inside, and he's made the move. Sticky's up into first place. Great drive from Fours, a little bit glitchy, possibly that aided to Knee Jogger's mistake. He is in 5th place. This is a battle for first. Plux has come out in 6th place in the Porsche. As you see, V8 really charging with his on his super softs, up into 3rd with Senna all over him, smothering him now. Just looking for that break. See the drivers coming off the driving line. See if an overtaking position comes up. Fours opening the gap now to Ben. And Knee Jogger under pressure from Plux. Knee Jogger on the softs, Plux on the mediums again, going for the long stints. Porsche handling its tyres extremely well and loving these corners. As we have a look at this battle for 2nd and 3rd, you have Senna all over V8. He's having a look on the outside, trying to cut on the inside on the way out. As it just hasn't got enough room. Must be getting frustrated now. Senna is really urging to get past, blowing his tyres. As you can see now, V8 is and Senna are almost on top of Ben. There's a little bit of argy-bargy going through the last corner between V8 and Ben. V8 does take the position. And Ben looks to give it him back. Goes on the inside of the first corner. But leaves the door open for Senna, who's hovering on the outside, to now be side by side with V8. Oh, he's gone very wide. Little bit of argy-bargy. This is giving Plux the chance to catch up now and have a look at overtaking. Maybe keep out of the fighting as he tries going round the outside of Senna. Senna being held up by Ben. I do think though that the Mustang will outpower the Porsche by the end of this straight. Although Senna's all over the back of Ben. It looks like they're both coming to the pits now, leaving the doors open for Plux and V8. Although Plux's tyres are much fresher than V8. So let's see if the undercut will work on V8 from Senna and Ben. As you see now, very smooth driving from Plux. And not wanting to make a move unless he knows he can overtake, sticking it right on the bumper of V8. It's gone wide now, looking to cut on the inside. The door is firmly closed by V8. I believe the Audi will have the power coming down here, but V8 is jumping into the pits, putting Plux into second place. Knee jogger in third, who will need to pit shortly. Now, if not mentioned previously, this is a 60-minute endurance race. There's Gadget in fourth place, Jules in fifth. The left tyre's gone again. After his pit, Senna comes out in sixth, and more importantly in front of V8, who he was racing with. V8 there in seventh, in front of Mac. Ben losing out there. He's in 10th place. Lost quite a few seconds. I'm not sure what's happened there. Maybe during the pit phase. There's Mungino in 11th. Myself in 12th. We'll need to be pitting relatively soon, as I will be running out of fuel. And Muller all over the back of Jammy. Knee jogger and Fours are in the pits. Moving Gadget up into second and Jules in third. Smoke coming from the back of the Lexus. There's Muller with the fresh tyres right behind the Lexus now. Straight's not long enough for the slipstream to be effective though. As you had Mercer in 15th, followed by Canny in 16th. And a repeat again for Plux, pulling away in first, gaining more and more time. Keeping out of the way of the arguments. Now everyone's pitted in front of him. Gadget in second. Senna all the way up into third now. Jules in fourth. Jumping into the pits, promoting V8 after his pit stop into fourth. Somebody goes wide there. Senna goes wide there. It's going to be... gives a position to Fours after his pit stop. Oh, all that work he made up, he's lost about 3 seconds. There's Daz on the inside of Knee Jogger. Oh, someone went flying off then. Ben, by the look of it, absolutely flying. Face twatted the barriers. As you can see, Knee Jogger sandwiched in between the two Lamborghinis of Mac and Daz. Leaving the door a bit open now for Daz. Tries shutting the door, realises Daz is there. Daz deciding to go wide through that corner before this straight. Max on very worn tyres, possibly holding Knee Jogger and Daz up. Daz having a look on the inside. He's got the inside of Knee Jogger, and he's having a look on the inside of Mac. He should have the fresher tyres. Just couldn't take Mac, but he's neck and neck with him now. As they come up to the tight left hand, he hasn't been able to get past Mac. But he has got the fresher tyres. A little bit of a wobble from him there. Knee Jogger just staying back. Let these two guys fight it out and then try and take advantage of any mistakes, as well as slipstream. Great move by Daz. Much better grip. And Mac darting into the pits now. Oh, Daz has messed it up. He's gone wide. I don't know if there was contact. There's Jules side by side with Mangino. Mangino having to back out of that final corner. Mangino really needing to pit soon. His tyres are nearly gone. Muller in 10th place. Mac coming out in 11th with the super softs. Jammy on the mediums in 12th. Mercer in 13th with the racing softs. Canny is in 14th in the GTR with mediums, and myself at the back with super softs. Getting in the mix of all this battling in front with Senna, V8 and 4s. But I'm the back marker, so I need to keep away. Now during the race I do know that they were slowing me down in front, but I couldn't do anything. The problem with being a back marker and then slipstreaming and with all the fighting. It was great to watch the battle first hand though. V8 under pressure from 4s. He's got the inside line. Coming into the long right hand. Oh, shuts the door on him. Slams it in his face. As Senna's hoping to come through the back door and surprise 4s. He's having to go wide though. It was nearly caught up on Gadget. Oh, Senna goes flying off there. I don't know what happened. There was no contact between him and myself unless he outbroke himself. Oh, Gadget goes a little bit wide in the huge Bugatti for this track. He's doing a very good job putting himself centre of the track, blocking every bit of movement. It's like being stuck behind a tractor, but a very quick tractor. As 4s take second position, Gadget jumps into the pits, V8 in 3rd, and Senna is also into the pits. There's Knee Jogger in 4th place on the mediums, going for the longest stint. have Daz in 5th, Jules in 6th, Muller in 7th, under attack from Mac with Gadget and Senna right in front of them. Senna's jumped Gadget in the pits, and the Lamborghini and the BMW are stuck behind the boat of Gadget's Bugatti. And in all that, Mac has jumped Muller. He's looking to jump in front of Gadget now. They're side by side, trying to close the door on Gadget, but he just couldn't. Gadget having a lunge on the inside, nearly making it work. And neck and neck now, the Lamborghini and the Bugatti. Lamborghini going round that corner much better than the Bugatti though. The Bugatti is a little bit quicker on the shorter straights. And Muller hovering behind in the BMW. As we look at the Lexus of Jame, followed by Canny and Mangino. Mangino in the Jaguar battling with Canny, and earlier battling with the other GTR of Jules. Canny goes a little bit wide there. Mangino not able to capitalise just yet, but as they come down the hill to the right hand before the long straight, he has a look on the inside. Ooh, and Canny goes wide. He's basically given that to Mangino. Hand fed him the position. Now they need to be careful because they've got Plux behind them, so they'll need to keep out of the way. Canny jumping into the pits. Daz is coming out of the pits. And there's myself in 15th. Plux once again very smooth, doing a superb job in first place. Fours in second, followed by V8 in third. There is a back marker between them of myself and Nijogger, reducing that gap, but he does need to pit very soon because of his fuel. Got the Lamborghini all over the Mustang. Looks like there might have been an issue for these both to have gone past. Very wide, coming out the last corner, Mac, as he darts on the inside. Senna really in the battles today. Mac trying to have a look, see if there's any way he can get past. A gap open on the inside somewhere. As V8 is in the pits. Mac hasn't managed to find his way through Senna. There's Gadget in 8th. Lost a little bit of time to those two, followed by Muller and Daz. And we have some more pits going on with Muller. Mangino coming down the long straight. There's Mercer and myself. Canny is in 15th after his pits, as we ride with the race leader in first. Fours jumping into the pits now. Jules all the way up into third, but we'll need to pit. V8 after his pit is in 4th, so he'll be looking to jump fours in this pit stage. Obviously Jules isn't in this battle just yet, as he will need to pit. Now Fours is out, but where is he? He's out just in front of V8. but behind Jules, so he's going to be slowed down by Jules a little bit now, with fresh tyres compared to worn tyres. This should give V8 the opportunity to catch that distance up. Oh, he's gone wide, Jules. He pushes. Well, I don't know what happened there. Billy glitching from fours. As he's gone wide there, open the door for V8. V8 still needs to reduce the gap to fours. The Senna will need to pit this next lap. And Mac up into 6th, followed by Gadget and Knee Jogger. And Knee Jogger under pressure from Daz. And Knee Jogger obviously the race the championship leader with 51 points, I believe. Oh, a bit of smoke from Daz, hard on the brakes. As I was saying, 51 points for Knee Jogger with Plux behind him with 43 and Muller on 41. Plux in front of Muller at 12th place. Mercer as we go through the field. If we have the race finish like this, then Plux would be gaining 18 points for the win and a point for pole position, which would give him 63 points if it stayed like this, or 62 points if it stayed like this. And Knee Jogger would have 2 points if he stays in 9th, which would mean he would be on 53 points. So it's all the championship to play for. Really, at this moment, it's all about the top 4 or 5 in the championship. Whose points are quite close at the top, as we have Plux finally coming into the pits now. Will he be able to come out in first place? I believe he will. There's Fours coming down the long straight behind Canny, and entering the final corner now. Is Plux going to make it out in front of him? Oh, he does, only just so. But importantly, there's a back marker between them. Can he be wise to move out of the way of this one? Plux upped him for the mediums again. Can he moves out the wide? Fours now very close in second behind. V8 not too far away. And there's Mac starting to struggle on the tyres. Knee Jogger making his way up into 7th. Senna in 8th after his pit stop, followed by Jules after his pit stop. Mangino and Muller. As Matt comes into the pits, Oh, fours. Oh, very glitchy from fours there. Quite laggy. Not really sure what's going on with him there. See Nijogger with Senna behind him. Senna driving very aggressively. Safely, but very aggressively. Oh, he's had a wobble. Nijogger really opening the door, and Senna takes full opportunity of that. Ford strangely comes into the pits unless his tyres were completely shut. He will lose a couple of places. V8 jumps up into second. Look at that. Jules having a pop at Nijogger now. It looks like Jules is giving him the position back. Let's see if Force comes out in front of these two. He does. Looks like Muller's lost a lot of ground to Mangino. And there's the race leader behind Jamie. Fantastic strategy so far from Plux. And V8 jumping into the pits. So will we see Fours take his position back from V8? As we got Gadget in second. Fours does take the position back. Will he jump out in front of Daz V8? No, he's behind Daz and behind Senna. Oh, losing a lot of time. Comes out behind Jules V8. There's a back marker for Jules to contend with of myself. For those back markers such as myself, it's horrible when you have a pack behind you because you have to move out of the way or lose time, and then when you get behind them, if they don't move forward, it slows you down. Either way, all your lap times are completely shot. Does it really? You've got to get out of the way when you can. As we're looking at this battle between Nijogger wanting to take his place back from Jules, with Max all over him though. Oh, no, Jules goes wide. Nijogger stuck in the middle, either side. It looked great on the screen. Fantastic move by Mac. One corner, two positions. Where we got Muller in 10th. And Mercer followed by Mangino and Jamie. Kenny's entering the last corner as I'm needing to move out of the way for Mac. And as we see Plux now flashing Mercer to get out of the way. Fours in second, Senna in third, V8 in fourth. And Mac in fifth, Daz in sixth, Nijogger in seventh. With Jules having a look on the inside of Nijogger there. There's another pack coming behind, up to the back marker of myself. Please let me know if I get in the way or what your opinion is, or how you should be doing a back marker. Whether I should just get out of the way. Oh, Nijogger's gone wide again, losing more ground. I don't know if there was contact between them. As it looks like Daz jumps into the pits now. as we moved it along a little bit more, and we've got Need coming up to the past the 9-minute mark. 9 minutes left, and we've got Knee Jogger in 6th place, being chased by Gadget in 7th. Gadget on the fresh mediums. Knee Jogger's tyres are a little bit more worn, but the canal boat of the Bugatti is on the inside. And Knee Jogger doing well to hold the outside, but it's just not wide enough, touching the dirt. I actually really enjoy the driving the Bugatti on the dailies for the GR4s, dependent on track. But I don't know if it was enjoyable for Gadget driving it on this track. Fours in 2nd place coming into the pits now. Let's see where he ends up. Obviously he was somewhere between a V8 and Senna. Ideally needs to be in front of this pack. So as we come around the final bend now, let's see where Fours ends up. He ends up in 3rd. So good work from Fours there. And there's Plux flying in 1st place. V8 coming onto the long straight. As you got Force overtaking the back marker of Cane. Gadget in 4th, closely followed by Senna and Knee Jogger in 5th and 6th. With only 7 minutes left of the race, it will look like Knee Jogger will need to pit before the end, potentially. 7 laps left. Mac will not need to. Daz will not need to. Mungino may last towards the end. And Jules will last towards the end now, as Knee Jogger is in the pits as predicted. As Jules has a look on the inside, there's a slide there. Mungino goes slightly wide. I don't know if there was contact. If it was very unintentional by the look of the replay. As Knee Jogger jumps out in 8th, Jules does give the position back to Mungino and then says, "Thank you very much, I'm going to take that position back." Jules with a lot fresher tyres than Mungino. If I'm not mistaken, he was on the racing super softs and Mungino on the softs. Left tyre almost shot now. Muller will not need to pit before the end of the race. And Mercer in 12th will not need to pit before the end. Jamie may make the end on his tyres and fuel. Canny will not need to stop. In 14th place, and myself in 15th will not need to stop, with Mungino in 10th overtaking me. As we ride with the race leader, with V8 in 2nd, a little bit glitchy there from V8. It doesn't look like V8 will need to pit again. Fours should not need to pit again. This is on the, all on the... Oh, look at this. Gadget on the inside with Senna trying to go around the outside. He's got the inside line coming out of there, but the Bugatti is quite fast on the speed on this long straight that's not actually that long. Mustang is stronger coming out of that last corner. Senna all over the back, darting this way and that, trying to get through, and look at how much Mac has gained on these two. Senna having a look now, really trying every angle, and he's just left the door open for Mac. Side by side, we'll have the driving line. Oh, 2 into 1 won't go. That could have been worse, but as it stands, it wasn't. And Mack has taken the position. Senna really wants that position back. Mack on the super softs. Given Gadget that half a second gap now. And the Mustang coming up to the side of the Lamborghini. Going to have a look on the inside now. The Lamborghini quite good through this corner. Can take it at high speed. And look how much he gained on that start finish straight. He did on the last lap as well. As we're coming up to 3.5 minutes left. Mack is all over the back of Gadget now. As I come to this section under the bridge, very awkward corner. You keep the speed and not touch the dirt. Oh, as Gadget may have had a little knock there, or he's just gone wide. But he's lost the position to Senna, and Senna's jumped Mack as well. Mack coming off the big loser there. Gadget having to concede on the last corner. Senna flying out of that corner. The Lambo flying out of the corner. Gadget in the Bugatti firmly planted through the corner. There's a great battle for third. We have another battle behind them for 7th and 8th with Knee Jogger and Jules. And you'd think after nearly 60 minutes and we still have racing for position like this, as high up as 4th place. Obviously Plug's been the star of the show. From pole to to first after 58 minutes of racing has now passed. Look at this, it's extremely difficult for the Lamborghini to get past the Bugatti. Gadget doing a very good job defending. Just went slightly wide there. But as the little straights on their corners are not long enough for you to capitalise, it is very difficult. The back marker of Canny coming into effect though. Will he have an effect on these three? As we will be coming up onto the last lap soon. There's Gadget having to brake very heavily there. And there's Jules in 7th place with a Knee Jogger behind. Daz is in 9th and Muller in 10th. Mungino really close now behind him. Less than half a second between them. There's 40 seconds left of the race, so they will make it through the to do another lap. We've got Mercer in 12th. He'll make it through, and myself in 15th, being lapped by the 12th place car. There's V8 in 3rd, followed by Jamie in 13th. I believe they will get another lap. As we're coming up to the 10-second mark, Forza and V8, they're passing the start-finish. So the next people to take the line, as we have ended the race on the last corner, are the battle for 4th between Senna taking 4th, Gadget in 5th and Mack in 6th place. Great work there, great battling through the track, guys. As Jules goes very slow there, Knee Jogger darts on the inside. What's happened with Jules? I don't know. Plugs takes first, Force second, third V8. As we have a look at the points at the end of round 4, we've got Plugs with 62, Knee Jogger 57, joint third with 44, Gadget and Senna, Muller on 41, and Force after that great race on 35. Okay, thank you. Join us next week.